Hi, beautiful. Great to have you here. Today I'm sharing thoughts about discipline. Would you like to be more disciplined? I would, I know. So here are some ideas. How can you be that super person who is super disciplined? And trust me, it's not what you think it is. It's not that they demand things from themselves. It's more strategical thoughts behind that, and more strategical actions behind it that support the discipline that we need to be, or the steps we need to take, right? Discipline, we misunderstand discipline. Discipline is something that we do constantly, right? And it eventually brings results. So the thing is that we are used to think that discipline is like a force. We force ourselves to do something, and we have to force ourselves to constantly do that thing, and in order to get the results. But the thing is, it doesn't work in long term like this. You have to start thinking in terms of your, how does my environment support me to be more disciplined? And what is behind environment is your physical environment, your social environment, your digital setup, and your schedule, right? Let me explain each and every one of these. Your physical environment can be, how can it be supportive? Let's say you want to move more, to move your body more, right? Physical environment. One thing is you live in an apartment or you live in a house building with a garden, right? If you live in a house, it means that you have to take care of the garden. You have to clear the snow on the winters, on the driveway. You have to take the leaves out or mow the lawn on summer seasons and so on. So it requires movement from you. And pay attention, it's not that you force yourself to do it. You want to do it, and the environment supports that want in yourself. And so the movement behind that, you're moving your body, is just kind of like a side product of it. And everybody wins, right? But if you live in an apartment, you don't have that kind of supportive environment to make you move more or be outside more, right? Social environment is people surrounding you. That is about the tell me your 5 friends and I will tell you who are you, right? You have probably heard that. The 5 friends, of course, are the people that you talk to mostly, that you are connected with on a daily basis. Another example of social environment is people who support directly for you to be more disciplined. Let's take the training example again. You hire a personal trainer to be more disciplined in training for yourself. Because when you meet the personal trainer once in a week, for example, and you make the agreement that you will train 3 times a week, and next week you have the meeting with the personal trainer, you don't go to them and say, I didn't do anything. You feel embarrassed if you do that. You rather not go to the appointment at all if you haven't done it, right? Am I right? Because we feel ashamed if we don't do things that we promised we will do. And that is the same thing in business. If you hire help and you tell them that, for example, with these videos, it is so easy to tell myself to do not be disciplined to do the videos weekly if I would do it alone, because I don't have ideas this week to share, or I don't know, I don't feel like it, or I have this meeting, I didn't have time for it, or whatever it is. But if you have a person who expect you to do the video so they can put it up and send the email out, for example, You have promised to somebody that you will do it, that you will do your part. You have made commitment with that person. And it is way harder not to send them or keep your promise than to not do it, right? So social environments support you to be more disciplined. You get that? Right. So ask for help, hire help, because it is an investment to keep you more disciplined, and the discipline eventually brings the outcome that you want to have in your life. Digital setup. How does this help me? My favorite example is investing into stocks, for example. In these days, it is possible to invest automatically, so you don't even have the emotional hardship that you have to take your money from one account to and withdraw it into another account, which is investment account, and then spread it into any stocks or whatever where you want to invest in your money in. Because there is this emotional feeling that maybe I want to put this money today somewhere else. I don't know, go to a hairdresser or give my money to whoever, right? But if it goes automatically, you invest automatically, because there are banks that every month a certain amount of money goes from your account into your investment account, and that spreads into his investments or stocks or funds or whatever you have chosen to, in the exact proportion of it. So investing becomes automatical. And this is the same with in different technologies today. You can automate your sales, for example, and it keeps you disciplined. It's way easier to be disciplined today than it was years ago, and it is becoming more and more easier. It's that you have to think strategically, not put the force, the effort that you have to do everything. You have to think in more bigger picture is the idea, basically. And the third thing, or the fourth thing, is the schedule. How can schedule support you to be more disciplined? You put the things you want to do into your calendar. For example, training time, study time, taking vacation time. You book those times in your calendar. And if you still don't do it, then there are big issues with your self-worth. You have to take care of yourself. If you're still, like you had Friday afternoons for training, for example, then and you don't do it, then you have to face yourself and ask, why am I not doing things for myself? And if there is like a partner wanted to put the appointment on that window, or your client wanted to talk, or whatever it was, why are you going after your client or going after your partner, not yourself? Is there a lack awareness that you will lose your customer if you don't meet them when they want to meet you, not when you are also available? So pay attention about your state of mind. Where are you at this moment if you are not going after what you need, but rather go after whoever wants something from you, right? So this is a self-worth issue. So again, your discipline is way easier, and if your environment, those four things, support you. So start thinking about your environment. How can your environment support your discipline? And then things become way easier for you, and other people think like, how can she be such a super person? These are the thoughts for this week. Take care. I will see you next week with new thoughts. Bye bye.